And now we need to know, what the F is menopause? Dr. Simone, so wonderful to have you back here.
Thanks.
You had such an amazing, tremendous effect on our audience last time that we had so many questions and comments and people just hungry to know more. So we're going to have to deep dive even deeper into the subject. So last time we worked on what is perimenopause, and now we need to know, what the F is menopause?
Absolutely. And I just love that we're talking about it more and more because there is so much to understand, so much to dig into. It's such a journey for each woman. It's such a different journey for each woman. So let's keep the questions and conversations happening.
Yeah.
So menopause, what the F? So if I start off with just sort of the very basic medical definition of menopause, it's 12 consecutive months of not having a period. Mm-hmm. And that's the medical definition. It leaves me a bit underwhelmed, Jeannie, because it's like...
I mean, that's it.
That's it. It's like, I'll wait my 12 months, no periods, now I have this badge. I'm menopausal, now what? It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So it's actually more like a transition. So in this time when you're transitioning from perimenopause to menopause, the ovaries are sort of coming to the end of their graceful lives. You know, it's the last sort of bow out.
Yeah.
And they sometimes just stop making hormones or they stop working quite quickly.
Yeah.
And other times it's kind of like a car coming to the end of its life. It starts, it stops, it stutters a little bit. We might make a few hormones, we might stop. So it's actually more of a transition than an event, if you would. But the bottom line is that you don't need to wait 12 months of no bleeding before you go to your doctor and start asking about therapies or asking for help.
Okay.
If you have symptoms, any kinds of symptoms, not just hot flushes, that's just one. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of others. And if you've skipped 2 or 3 periods, go and get checked out. We can do tests as well and make the diagnosis, if you will.
Is menopause always a loss? I mean, or are there some gains to it? Like just not having a period, I mean, that sounds quite nice.
Absolutely. I mean, goodness, so many women actually enjoy that for practical reasons. As a medic, what I see there is women who've had a lifetime of low iron actually for the first time get to restore their iron because they're not bleeding every month and they can enjoy healthy iron levels. So there's always a silver lining. And look, it's different for other women. There is a sense of loss and mourning. They enjoy their cycles. It feels womanly or reminds them of a fertility or a time in life. So it's really different for different women, but it's not all a loss, there's no doubt.
So there's the 3 stages. There's perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. Do all women go through all stages?
All women are going to go through all stages, but the length of each stage and how it presents, how we experience each stage is vastly different from woman to woman. It's a really fascinating experience to watch and be a part of as a woman, but also quite mind-boggling because practitioners get boggled, women get boggled. Is this my hormones? Is it something else? It's part of the journey that we need to ride.
Are there any like lesser known or less common or quite strange symptoms that a lot of people don't know about?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like we need to really move past this idea that menopause is about hot flushes and vaginal dryness. Like, there is so much more. It's a bouquet, really, of symptoms and experience. But besides sort of very subtle changes to mood and sleep, we can get odd things. Sometimes burning of the tongue or the mouth can be linked to low estrogen. Often osteoarthritis and joint issues are really exacerbated by menopause, and we don't necessarily link the changes in hormones to the joint itself. So it can present in many, many ways. Another very sort of peculiar but common one is inflammation. So inflammation of the skin, rosaceas, allergies, new kinds of inflations linked to hormone shifts.
Apparently your hair changes as well during menopause.
Absolutely, I know.
And look at our crowns. We can't afford to have that change.
Definitely not. Oh my gosh. Completely. So hair loss is really common, and progesterone particularly is wonderful for keeping scalp hair growth and hair really lustrous. When we look at managing hair loss, there's lots that we can do, not just hormone replacement, but we can look at other things as well, nutrients and minerals and
Yes, I mean, we need those anyway.
exactly.
Let's start now.
Let's start now. Everything must start now.
Exactly. I think so, because then if you do start now, won't you like gradually just go into it with a full head of hair?
Completely. So I really believe strongly in that philosophy. Go in really informed, forewarned, really aware of your body way before the journey starts, because it gives us a completely different experience in terms of how we navigate, how we understand our bodies, how we respond to different treatments. It gives us opportunity to catch things early, like early hair loss, before it becomes a real problem, and to take steps to do things about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And just to ensure that we can go into this time with grace, let's discuss menopause and mental health. Do you think menopause is going to bring on mental health issues? Or is it just like, how do you know whether you're depressed or whether you're just going through radical hormonal changes?
It's such a great question, and it's such a vital topic, because menopause and mental health are inextricably linked. And they're linked in a direct way, and they're linked in an indirect way. So let me explain. In a direct sense, estrogen and progesterone, our main female hormones that we lose after menopause, are connected to our neurochemicals. They're connected to serotonin, our neurochemical of well-being, connected to dopamine, our neurochemical of pleasure, joy, get-go. So when our female hormones drop, our neurochemical levels change, and this is really strongly connected to changes in mood, concentration, and sleep. But the indirect link between menopause and mental health is that women become uncomfortable. We're having hot flushes, we might be having painful sex, we're physically not feeling great, we might be gaining weight. All of these affect our mood and well-being.
Yeah.
And then, of course, what we really should also be talking about is this is a transition that is not just physiological, but is psychologically enormous. We are moving into a different phase of life, of self, and that brings with it many wobbles, many questions around a woman's identity. So just even the psychological transition and dealing with loss, reevaluation of self is also linked sometimes to mental health wobbles. But we can come out the other side even stronger, which is also amazing.
So Karen actually isn't just a bitch. She's menopausal.
Exactly. That's exactly.
She actually used to be great.
We're never bitches. It's always our hormones. I mean, that's just the standard line, right?
Yeah.
It's never us. It's always our hormones.
I mean, how much can physical fitness, exercise, diet, all of that contribute to helping your menopausal phase go through as easily as possible?
Look, those are all huge contributors to having a more easeful ride in many ways. And sometimes it's enough for some patients to feel, some women to feel comfortable, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes we need the hormonal tank to be filled, and we need to have the discussion about hormone replacement. Very often it's the combination of both those strategies that is just quite remarkable.
Even though I'm going to go through it, but going through these menopausal, changes, because I think it must affect their relationships quite deeply. But that's why conversations like this are so important, because you know that you're going through it, but how do other people soften the blow for you with care and understanding?
Completely. It's incredibly difficult, because I do recognize that when we go through hormone shifts and life shifts and transitions, our perspective shifts, and it may be temporary. So no big life decisions. I'm kidding.
Yeah. But don't cut your hair.
Just step back, or go through.
You don't need a fringe.
Exactly. So there are these shifts, and there are these perspective shifts, and sometimes it can be very challenging on relationships. So really good communication as women, as we become empowered and informed. We need to inform our partners, we need to inform our kids, we need to inform our friends, our parents, so that we create more empowered support for ourselves as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about menopause and weight gain.
Gosh, absolutely. Huge one. So my absolute passion topic at the moment, because it's not just about weight gain. I mean, the weight gain is awful, and in fact I think almost every single woman gets that belly weight gain that we just kind of can't get rid of.
It's not even the belly, it's the back fat.
Back fat and arms, and it can be anywhere. Absolutely. I know, it's like this body just changes and we go, where am I? This is not the body I know. What's happening? And actually a radical shift is happening in the body, and let's talk to that. We talk about the shifts of menopause that we see or feel, like the hot flush or the mental health change. There are even changes happening inside the body that we don't necessarily see. So for example, we're becoming more insulin resistant. We're developing spikes in our cholesterol and bad fats in our arteries. So what's happening alongside the weight gain, which is a bug for us, is this other very sort of important topic, which is we're becoming more vulnerable as women in this time to heart disease. And we need to be really thinking about that, because we can prevent and protect ourselves. It's really so much more than hot flashes and weight gain and poor sleep. Our health canvas is changing. So the weight gain is an absolute bugbear, but it can, again, it's something that we can actually manage with insight. Absolutely.
So having said that, then, what is your stance on adaptogens and other supplements? I mean, we'll go into the treatment later, but other kind of lifestyle choices and supplements to try and, combat that and help our bodies with ease go through menopause.
Absolutely. I think a broader answer is, when you're looking to manage your life, we should be looking at lifestyle intervention like diet, exercise, psychology, mindfulness, and then we should be looking at treatment, which could be either hormonal, pharmaceutical, or natural, or supplements. So there's never a one sort of solution answer. It's not like this is your problem, here's a sunflower, which is your answer. We would offer you a bouquet of options and say, we'll try and individualize what the need is. So it's not a case of adaptogens being great for everybody as a stress management tool. Maybe for you it's 10 minutes of singing opera every day. I don't know. 10 minutes in stilettos is for me.
I mean, I'm going to take that up. It sounds quite fun.
It's quite expressive.
A shower opera.
Shower opera, I love it.
Sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, but for somebody else, supplements can be really effective. We also all respond differently to supplements. Some women are sensitive and do beautifully. Other women don't feel any difference. So we've really got to cater to the individual. But I think the take-home point here is, before we even entertain supplements for the management of menopause, we should be having the conversation about whether we're going to use hormone replacement or not first.
Yeah, and that we're definitely going to go into in more detail. But is that time of menopause, the 12 months, is that the worst of it? Once we get into post-menopause, is everything going to be smooth sailing from then?
Oh, I wish I had like amazing news. We don't know. Again, it's different. In my experience, I think that transitional year or two, it's not just a year, but that transitional time is often where symptoms are the most intense, because the body is changing and it's adapting. After that, we kind of go along two rides. We either go along the hormone replacement ride and things settle because of that, or maybe we don't go down the hormone replacement ride and we manage our menopause more with lifestyle or supplements or whatever it is. And over time, there is a kind of adaptation. So our bodies are incredible and intelligent, and they go, well, I don't have hormonal abundance anymore, but I'm going to adapt. And we do see that some women, their flushes get less severe or go away. They feel fantastic. And in others, the symptoms unfortunately stay and don't go away. So it's really a different ride for everybody.
I watched an interview with Oprah and she said she literally thought she was dying every night. Like, that sounds terrible. She must have had really, really bad symptoms.
So that's really common. I hear a lot. Women say to me, I'm waking up between 2 and 4 with this incredible anxiety and sweating at night and heart palpitations, and it can be absolutely terrifying. I completely understand. And it's such a profound thing that losing our hormones can shift our experience and in many, many cases our peace, our comfort to such a large extent. But we can do stuff about it. That's the main thing. We don't have to sit there and go through a horrible ride. We need to be empowered. We need to understand what our options are so we can ride it well, ride it better.
Yeah. Well, in the olden days, I can imagine women would have been considered hysterical and crazy or burnt at the stake. But nowadays, do you think there's enough education that is giving us a lot more light on what's going on and how we can learn more from it or have an easier time through it?
Absolutely. I mean, look, I acknowledge that there's far more dialogue today, which is unbelievable, and I'm so happy to see just that shift even in the last 10 years. But I want to see more, Jeannie. I want to see more because I think there's an awareness now of what menopause is, what it can feel like, but women still don't know what to do. I want to see women knowing how to navigate this, knowing what their roadmaps are, what the options are.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes...
Or better treatments.
Better treatments, exactly. I mean, just even the medicine has evolved. It's been a beautiful thing to watch. So our treatment options today are totally different to what they were 10 years ago. We've got to keep up to date.
Yeah.
So we need more dialogue, more talking.
And we're going to do exactly that. And we are staying so much more up to date with you. Our next conversation around this is going to be about treatments for menopause, perimenopause, and of course, HRT. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
So wonderful having you here. You are the ultimate genius when it comes to women's bodies.